It is not important, but do like or dislike the video. Mexico is shown in 1963 at the beginning of the film. While digging, the laborers were removing a box. Following that, a wall is shown. There were a lot of butterflies on it. A girl is shown sitting in her room in the following scene. She becomes aware of the footprints in her room. But there was none, and the girl fled the room, terrified. When she comes out, she notices a mysterious box. Someone pulls the girl after it. Now, we'll find out who kidnapped the girl later. Later, a dreadful structure is shown. It was the residence of that girl. The focus shifts to a female character. Amber was her name, and she came to America illegally, so she didn't have an ID. The hotel management throws her out due to not giving the ID. Amber does a job in a stitching factory. Amber sees a poster. There was written on it, "We will give you a room at a low rent. Only girls are allowed here." Amber becomes happy due to it because of what else she needed. Amber becomes a friend of a girl in the factory. The next day, Amber reaches the address. She meets the building owner there named Red. It was the same building where the girl disappeared at the start. Amber asks him who else lives here. He says just a girl except for you lives here. She lives in front of your room, and he takes the rent of a month from Amber as a deposit and asks Amber to come soon at night. There is nothing allowed like drinking and smoking, so Amber accepts all this. Then Amber shifts into that room. When Amber was moving to sleep at night, she notices a small window on her room's floor. Its path was opening towards the basement. At night, the voices of women and children weeping can be heard from here. Amber thinks this is strange. She thinks about it at night while sleeping. After it, Amber sleeps. It is discovered here, the condition of Amber's mother is not well. That's why Amber comes here illegally in America for a job, so she will get her mother treated. While earning the money, her mother always appears in her dream. She talks to her often. Amber meets the girl of the building the next day. It means the girl of the front flat. The girl tells Amber Red is a bad man, so be careful of him. Saying this, the girl leaves. Amber ignores that why she said this, and she goes to her factory. Amber's friend tells her if you want your ID it will cost 3,000. Amber says why 3,000? But you demanded only 1,000? Her friend claims that because you are not an American, it will cost this much. Amber goes to her uncle's home, but her uncle asks her to bring her ID for next time. I will do something for your job. Amber's uncle doesn't know that Amber doesn't have her ID. He was thinking Amber has the ID. That's why he can offer her a job. Later, when Amber reaches her hotel, she hears the strange voices from the basement. Amber goes there to check. Meanwhile, Red arrives and says to Amber, it is not allowed to go into the basement. Because it is a private place. Amber notices a room with weird things. Amber starts thinking something while seeing those things. Red says while shutting the door, this is also a private room and it is not allowed to go in it. It was that private room in which there were many butterflies. We have seen them before. Amber asks for her deposit money because she wants to leave this place. She asks him to cut the money of the days I lived here, give me the remaining amount. Red refuses to give the money. He says I have used the money and I don't have money right now. Amber counts the money while going into the room which she had. She sees she has less money because she has to make her ID. Amber goes to the girl's room. The girl who said Red is a bad man. Going there, Amber notices the ghost of a girl there. Her eyes were shining. She was wearing weird clothes and Amber gets scared seeing her. She leaves. At night, Amber sees her mother's dream while sleeping. A mysterious box is also shown in the dream. It was the same box that is shown at the start of the movie. A hand comes out of the box. The next day, Amber asks for advance payment from her boss. Her boss refuses her while saying you do a slow job. He sets her unpacking while removing her from stitching. After it, Amber was sitting in a cafe with her friend. Amber says to her friend as she hands her money over, please make my ID as soon as possible. Amber was too late while reaching the hotel. She feels strange when she goes into the hotel. She notices a man beating his head on the wall. Amber goes to her room while ignoring him. Amber meets the two new girls there. They were looking weird but they were nice. They start talking while smoking. Meanwhile, Red arrives and makes those girls run from there. Amber asks Red, you said there is no boy allowed, then who is the man who is beating his head on the wall downstairs? Red says he is my insane brother. That night, Amber goes to the private room secretly. There she sees strange things. She gets surprised after seeing them. Like there were the ways to torture someone, to end someone. Things were there related to ghosts and black magic. The things that were found in the old era while digging. The next day, Amber calls her friend but she wasn't picking the call. Amber goes to the factory and asks her boss about her friend. Her boss says she has left the job. Amber understands her friend has deceived her. She has run with all her money. After it, when Amber returns she again listens to the weeping voices of women. Amber doesn't understand anything that what is going on here. Amber goes to ask Red where is the girl who lived in the front flat. Red claims she has left numerous times before. Amber goes to her room and was feeling strange. Amber notices a weird thing and notices a girl and a lady there. They were souls. The girl's soul was asking for help from Amber. Please help me. Amber thinks what should I do to help this girl? But then suddenly, someone pulls the girl. Seeing this, Amber understands the souls live here. She feels right because this was a haunted place. Amber gets scared due to it. She goes to Red to take her deposit money while packing her luggage. She does not meet Red, but she does meet his insane brother. He says to Amber, Red is not here. Amber goes to another hotel with her luggage. She doesn't have money so she doesn't get any room. After it, Amber calls Red and says, please give my money back, I need money. Amber was in a cafe and Red also arrives there. He gives a small amount to Amber. He says I will give you the remaining amount in the hotel, because the remaining amount is there. Later, he returns to the haunted hotel with Amber. He says the rest of your money is in the room, go and take them. Amber doesn't find anything when she goes into the room to find the money. Red comes from behind and forcefully tries to make Amber drink wine. Amber forbids him from doing this. Meanwhile, Red's brother arrives. He forcefully makes Amber drink wine. He also beats her. She doesn't understand why these brothers are doing this to her. Amber was scared of all the situation and doesn't understand anything. The new girls also feel scary. They also sleep in Amber's room. When they were sleeping, Amber sees the weird nightmares. After it, they awake. The girls tell Amber we see the mysterious box in our dreams. Amber says yes, the box also appears in my dream. The girls say our brother also appears in our dreams. His condition is worse. Amber says I used to see my mother in my dream being sick. It is discovered here, their dreams were connected and were related to the mysterious box. It is also confirmed here, the girl who disappeared at the start was because of the box. The same box is appearing in the girl's dream. That's why the problem is in the box. Meanwhile, Amber's uncle also arrives outside the hotel. Red says Amber doesn't live here. Her uncle says she lives here. I know, because she has given me this address. That's why he comes inside while pushing Red. He tries to open the door of Amber's room but then Red's brother attacks him from behind. He beats him until he dies. Later, they take the girls into a room where were the dead bodies of girls. They were wearing strange clothes. These were the same clothes the ghosts have worn. The ghosts who were visible to Amber. They make them wear the same clothes and later, Red puts something on their body. She asks him to release her. Red refuses to release her. He says I can't do this. My brother used to do all this because of the box. Before my father do this, now my brother does this. He has done this with our mother and now the same will happen to you. After it, Red's brother takes Amber to the basement while lifting her. On the way, Amber sees many souls. They were also wearing the same clothes and her eyes were also shining. It is discovered her. Amber was also wearing the clothes like the girls who are ghosts here. It means Amber will be one of them. Red's brother takes Amber to the basement. It was a huge place. There were many candles. There were many dead bodies, but they were headless dead bodies. He makes Amber lay down and there was the mysterious box in front. The box that was appearing in everyone's dream. Red's brother leaves after it. Amber's uncle comes and frees her. He was taking her from there. After it, they reach a dark room. Amber sees she is with her mother. The question is Amber's uncle died then who came to save her? Actually, there wasn't anyone who came to save Amber. Only Amber was imagining this. Amber was with her mother in her imaginations. But in reality, she is still laying there in the basement. A weird creature comes out of the box. It was moving forward to Amber. Amber sees in her dreams she has ended her mother while pressing her mouth with a pillow. When Amber awakes being scared, the feature was also disappeared from there. Amber goes to the private room. There were many weapons and Amber picked a weapon from them. Then she goes to the brothers and at first, she ends Red. The weapon stabs Red's foot and he falls down being injured. Red's brother was also there, was preparing the other girl for the basement. Amber hits him, but he breaks Amber's foot while throwing her down. When the other girl tries to escape, Red's brother throws her down from the balcony. Due to it, she dies. After it, Red's brother pulls Amber outside. He starts pressing Amber's neck, and Amber was having a glass piece. She hits it in his neck. Due to it, Red's brother falls down, being injured. Amber attacks him several times with the weapon. She hits him until he dies. Later, she takes Red to the basement and lays him down there. The strange creature showed out of the box. It stabs Red's head in its body. It means it separates his head from his body. Amber comes out and notices her broken foot is healed. Her wounds were also healing. Her eyes color is also shown changed. Let me tell you some important points here. It was the same box that was taken out in 1963 after digging. Red's father got this box. Inside the box was a ghost who had taken over the body of Red's father. Red's father has done everything that the creature asked him to do. After him, Red's brother has done all this. Because now the ghost has possessed Red's brother. Now because he died, the ghost has possessed Amber. Here, the creature will make everything done with the help of Amber. Like to kill people and do other things similar to